Hello, I am Sultan Rob from the faraway land of jtrpodcast.com, and this is Board Game Ups and Downs, where I look at the individual parts of a board game. I give the bits I like it up, and the bits I don't like it down. It gives it a nice little final score. Let's look at the Mancala and More game with 6 tribes, 5 tribes, and expansions. Onto the league table, and 5 tribes need 9 points to go top, 6 points to beat the other meeple-heavy game, Carcassonne. Let's start with setup and setting up those tiles on the board. I'm going to read this out. So you need to shuffle 6 artisan tiles with 14 random other tiles to make a 4x5 grid. Lay the rest out to make a 6x7 grid. Add mountains and then ensure all the tiles are accessible. Add 1 random whim card, easy for me to say, face up onto each fabulous city. And then put all meeples in a bag and put throw on each tile except for the Great Lake and Chasm. That takes a long time. No way I'm going to remember all of that. Damn. Turn order is sorted by bidding, and you bid for your turn order. The more money you bid, the higher up in the turn order you will go. But as money is points, you are bidding points to go further ahead. But for each position you drop back in turn order, the board's going to change a bit more, which means that cool, really nice move that you can see on the board right now probably isn't going to be there by the time it's your turn if you bid too little. So that kind of balance is really, really interesting. I love it. Like guessing up. So the main mechanism of the game is that Mancala thing where you're moving the meeples around. Now I've set up a little example right here in front of me in case you don't know how the game plays. So I've set up a reduced size board because I haven't got time to set up the full thing because it takes forever. But what you do is you take one of the tiles, you take all the meeples off that tile and you drop them one at a time in any order you want around, as long as the last one matches one of the last tiles, and you get to take all the meeples of that colour, activate their ability and activate the ability on the tile as well. As I mentioned earlier, this is the main mechanism of the game, and it is a lot of fun, especially when you spot that really good move that maybe moves you all the way across the board with 5 meeples. It's just brilliant. Love it. Guessing up. Also, as I mentioned, after you've taken your turn, the number of meeples and the colour of the meeples you pick up, drop one, you'll get to activate their ability. So let's quick hit all 6 tribes. Yellow viziers are kept in front of you and are worth endgame points, which is nice, but they're really quite boring, so I'm not going to give these a score. White elders are also kept in front of you and they're worth endgame points. Not as many as the yellow viziers, but they are worth endgame points. But these get an up. Now, this is because you can use these to buy your djinns, and djinns are really fun. So I'm going to give the white elders an up. Green merchants are returned to the bag in exchange for goods cards, and I find this part of the game quite boring, so the green merchants get a down. Blue builders are returned to the bag in exchange for gold based on their surrounding tiles. Gold is good. Gold is points. Blue gets an up. The red assassins are returned to the bag and let you kill white and yellow gold meeples that players are holding, or you can kill meeples on tiles on the board and clear those tiles out, which is great. Lots of good fun. That's an up. The expansion Artisans of Nakala brings the purple artisans, which are the comical 6th tribe. They allow you to look at these items, they let you keep one and you discard the rest. And these are really good. These one-use magical items are really good. These precious items are just, I don't like them, they're just a bit dull. They're worth endgame points, but they do get a bonus for being purple, so I'm going to put all this as, I'm going to balance it all out and just call it no score. Now the djinn abilities are really good, I really like these, they are far from Djinn Eric, if you know what I mean. And the thieves are really good. Now these are PvP and quite nasty, but they're only one shot, so they don't have that much effect on the game in the long run. Doesn't make you hate the player that played them too much. So combined, these get an up. Most of the tiles have an action that you can take as well, so let's quick hit those 2. The Oasis and Village let you place a palm tree and a village on those 2 tiles, and these are worth endgame points, and they look really nice because they're big, chunky wooden pieces. I like these, they get an up. These small, large and specialised markets allow you to buy these good cards, which you can trade in for money, which isn't bad. It's good to have money. Money is points, as I've mentioned, but it's just not a very interesting action, so these get a down. These sacred places allowed you to trade your elders and slaves to get a djinn or a thief. This is one of my favourite actions. I love getting these. This gets an up. The workshop let you pay 1 artisan or 2 slaves to take the top item tile. These item tiles are not interesting at all. This gets a down. Artisans of Nakala bring the fabulous city, and they bring these cards too. And these cards give you a condition to meet. If you meet that condition, you gain the money shown on the bottom. These are a lot of fun. Give you something else to aim for while you're playing the game. These get an up. After you've taken the action of your tribe and you've taken the action of your tile, you then have the merchandise sale where you can sell your trade goods for money. The more you've got, the more you get. It's like a nice little set collection thing, which is actually pretty cool. But I've already give a down to the green tribe and I've already given a down to the market tiles. So I'm not going to give this a down, I'm just going to call it quits and move on. Then at the end of the game you score, and there is a lot to score for all on these big chunky pads. So let's take a look at what you get. You get 1 point for each gold coin you've got. You get 1 point for each yellow vizier you've got. Plus 10 points for each player who has fewer viziers than you. That's always fun. You get 3 points for each purple artisan if no one has more than you. Otherwise 2 points each. I forgot to mention that earlier. You get 2 points per white elder you own. You get victory points printed on your Djinns and thief cards that you've still got in front of you. You get 3 points for each palm tree on a tile you control. You get 5 points for each palace on a tile you control. You get victory points of the control tiles, plus 1 if there's a tent on it. You get red. If it's on a red, it gets plus 1 more victory point for each adjacent red tile next to the tent, including diagonals. There's a lot going on. You get plus victory points for your precious items. You get victory points for each of your merchandise that you own, and you can get up to 125 victory points for controlling fabulous cities. You get points for everything, but they don't call it a point salad game because Stefan Feld didn't make it. But there you go, scoring gets an up. So there you go, that is 10 ups and 4 downs for a score of plus 6. Let's see where that puts it on the league table. There it is, it's in 4th, just behind Tapestry. So it's going to be the last ups and downs video for a while. Both ups and downs and how to play videos are going to be put on hold until I get a chance to play my new games once we're all out of self-isolation. They're going to be replaced with top 10 videos and Fave 5 videos, so stay subscribed because there's still going to be content every single month. Now, usually I do a bad joke based on the game I'm going to play in the next video, but there isn't one, so